At this gripping moment, she was as furious as a gamma girl, smashing the car window with a baseball bat to create the perfect escape opportunity for Lontai. She never cared for her kids, imposing her unfulfilled dreams, ignoring Lontai's asthma dance before matches. Despite being timid, Lontai feared the fatherly attack after failure. On the night before the competition, Ryuuta would always play the role of a manic DJ, making too much noise. After hearing his wife, he felt struck by lightning, realizing he was a selfish monster in his family's eyes. Under the shadow of family gloom, the three women sat on the floor like a sad little gathering, hugging their heads, and once a fairy tale family, now a comedic tragedy on stage, under the neon lights. Saya found her rebellious brother and was horrified to discover he was hanging out with a gang of useless clowns. Saya tried to wake him, shook by Lontai's word, feeling the truth in knife. Lontai realized that to change his little life, he had to start right now, so he asked his mother to accompany him to his dream school, hoping to find his cosmic motivation. Mother and son finally arrived at the hopeful university, where the students were like walking power banks, full of energy. Saya looked at them as if he saw a bright road to the future, feeling like he could also be a superhero. Before leaving, Saya's mother suggested a photo, but she refused, wanting to wait for spring's enrollment party. His mother looked at Saya's changes and determination, feeling incredibly satisfied, as if witnessing his transformation. "Don't you want to give it a try? Who knows, this could be your first step towards success. If Ms. Meilan were here, she would definitely point you towards a better future. If you want to KO it, you gotta work hard." Saya and teacher Ryuuta explored the future together, discussing just how funny life's challenges can be. The two decided to never give up for a beautiful tomorrow and formed their own super alliance. As Saya took the last mock exam, he was so panicked that he couldn't bear to check his results. He asked teacher Ryuuta to help him open the score report. After all, it was his exam pass. To everyone's surprise, Saya's hard work finally paid off, giving him a chance to get into Kingning University. When he returned, he found a celebration for Lontai quitting baseball. Father finally put away his terrifying, controlling behavior and decided to let Lontai chase his dreams. Lontai, dedicated to baseball, shyly revealed his exam results, as if showcasing his achievement medal. At that moment, disbelief filled Father's face as his daughter transformed from a slacker to a top student. Saya encouraged her brother, "Best time to plant a tree 10 years ago, next now. Chase your dreams. Tomorrow might be near or far. It's never late to chase dreams." Saya realized her efforts weren't enough and needed a clear plan to achieve her goals, so teacher Ryuuta drafted a business plan. First targeting her strength in literature, then in other unis, finally securing comprehensive policy. With this plan in place, Saya studied hard, as if entering the arena. Then a sudden snowstorm trapped all the trains, making things quite tricky for her. But even if she had to walk to the exam hall, she wouldn't give up easily, filled with confidence. At that moment, Father hurriedly entered, offering to take her to the exam. What a twist. Saya was stunned, never expected her usually indifferent dad to be so enthusiastic today. Sitting in her brother's ride, the conversation between father and daughter unexpectedly increased. On the way to the exam hall, Father assured Saya that the tuition was no issue, even apologizing for his previous attitude. Saya was deeply moved, realizing that her father was the cold person she had imagined. She finally saw a spark. Father knew that Saya had forgiven him, typically silent and reserved. Today he offered her words of encouragement. Everything seemed to be heading towards a happy ending, but outside the exam hall, Saya was at her most nervous peak. She remembered the cup of coffee that teacher Ryuuta had given her, hoping it would ease her nerves. But entering the exam, her stomach parted, forcing her to rush to the bathroom. Her most proficient subject exam unfortunately ended in the robbery of the bathroom. Though she had no time to feel sad, she quickly adjusted her mindset to prepare for the next exam. After the exam, her friends arrived just in time to help her release all the stress, gearing up for a grand celebration. The exam results were announced, tension in the air like awaiting a grand prize reveal. Saya sat in front of her computer, typing in her student ID, her heart racing as if fate's decision was imminent. She took a deep breath and gently clicked the confirmation button, as time seemed to freeze at that moment. Finally mustering her courage, she gently opened her eyes, her mood surging and soaring like a roller coaster, straight up into the clouds. At this moment, she hopped on her bike, taking the road she had traveled 1,000 times. This road witnessed her efforts and sweat, as well as the joys and troubles of her growth. The teacher anxiously waited for the exam results in the tutoring center, as if catching an impending surprise. "Say," excitedly exclaimed a line, moving the entire classroom. If you liked this story, subscribe to our channel and join our dream chasers.